We have another plant here that we're going to bioassay possibly tonight through vaporizer. Probably going to smoke it. Probably looks familiar. Just for the record, I don't do videos on marijuana because of the simplicity of the nature of it and the controversial subject matter. I do believe in, well, it's a scientifically proven fact that it physically and mentally can change you, so therefore it does fall under categories of plants that I study. But nevertheless, because so many people grow it and so many people study it and it's so much common information about it, it doesn't fall under my rare and exotic category of plants, and therefore that's typically why I don't do any videos on that particular matter. All politics aside, legal or otherwise, it's mostly because it's just not a rare plant, and in California where I live, it's not only not rare, it's perfectly legal. Now, on a serious note, this, by the way, because I said all of that not as a disclaimer, but as a reality check, to the greater majority of you probably think you're looking at marijuana, and this is actually not marijuana, but it is a very beautiful cola. This is kind of going to go, probably, I'd like to make my color video point. If you saw a video in the past that dealt with colors, this is the same type of concept. It's a shape of and a cola is a terminology, and it's past its flowering stage. I have many different vids on this particular plant. It's got yellow tubular flowers, it's small. I haven't named it in the field yet. This is a Witchfield forage, part of my studies series. And it is also a direct communication plant with me. I've been called to it directly endless amount of times, done endless amount of videos on it. And it is also a poison cleanser. It actively lives in arid, feral regions that have been ditched up or destroyed, or industrial waste areas. And color yellow. It's a yellow tubular flower, covers it all. Let me see what we're, see if I can, each one of these is, these are all little flowers that have already dried up and shrunk back, and I believe, from my understanding of the way plants flower and stuff, that this is probably maybe finished. Well, regardless, if you want to take a really fine close look here, this has trichromes, which are crystals, basically crystal resins on the outside of the plant to protect it from bugs and different things. I originally thought possibly this was Solanaceae, part of the tobacco family, and I still do believe so. Which is the original part of this video, an explanation that I'm going to bioassay this. And if all my other videos on bioassay, the point is that bioassay is extremely dangerous and poisonous and toxic. And I believe that this plant directly has medicinal value just through communication of studying it. Crystal formation on the plants, the tubular flowers, the stickiness, it repels bugs, which shows that it could possibly have toxins being a very liberal term, and poisons, but nevertheless they can go any which way. And by vaporization, it's actually increasing the potency by numerous amounts and turning it into a very, very dangerous way to bioassay. But by doing a vaporization technique, bioassay, I'll be able to test it right now. I will literally be able to just test those trichromes. I could also do an extraction process of just those trichromes and see what happens. The reason I bioassay, for the record, for any of you that obviously know that word and are laughing at me, because I don't have any, don't have a laboratory. I'm not a chemist. I don't know how to, that's what they would do with plants. They put them in test tubes and mix it up with chemicals and figure out what it is, in a scientific world. Well, I'm a witch and I don't do it that way. So my version is direct communication. So I did some more research on this, and yeah, I do feel that I was able to compare certain characteristics to other plants and determine that this did possibly look like other plants, and therefore might have what I call cross-referencing. When I'm learning, I cross-reference many different factors, and I was able to do a little bit of research on this, and I mean, do you know how many plants there are? There's billions. Okay, now I felt like this plant naturally called to me, and I've been able to document it numerous times, and now upon research, just narrowing it down to say 10,000 plants real quick, because I'm in a hurry, I was able to find this similar plant within minutes, and I believe that I've narrowed it down to black muellin, by the way, and witch's taper, which apparently is an expectorant. Imagine that. Now, apparently, for 10,000 years, or whatever, people of the earth, witches, this is according to the research that I just did in the botanical, research, not anything to do with mythology. Well documented, botany, not weirdo science, but Latin. I mean, for those of you who need to hear it, Niger dispartum or something. I'm off right now on my Latin for mullein, but nevertheless, black mullein, and for the 99.99 rest of you percent, witch's taper. Nevertheless, it is a medicinal plant, and it has been used and does get used for lung cleansing and blood cleaning and varieties of medicinal purposes, which may or may not be documented well enough and or accurate for my belief or choosing. I have just barely touched on the subject, but just to be able to narrow down the plant, yes, yellow tubular flowers, and I'm going to go with that for now, and I feel much safer now because I still have not bioassayed this, and now by able to going and doing a few basic bits of research, the chances are that I'm much more safer and or equally correct that because it is a witch plant, it is going to maybe have extreme toxins in it, traditional historical witches, anyway, understood, the extreme toxicities of plants, and they were using them for their medicinal purposes, so they were very, very accurate in how they went about their things. So I still have no idea how this is used, and it's probably best that I maybe go online at this point and do some research. Funny, I don't get any of my information on the internet. That's all just fantasy, made-up stuff. I want things that people stand by for a long time, well-documented information, written knowledge, or passed down hand-to-hand. Nevertheless, you can go online and check out and see if there's some information in some herbal group maybe, or those type of people. I would stay away from experimentation type or drug type people or whatever in their opinions, because they could be just made up and they're not plant people, so I need to verify the authenticity of this plant.